Welcome back. Well, it's a pleasure to welcome Barbara Parkins to the set. She works with the Maasai people in Kenya. Barbara, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Now, maybe I should start off with saying you're actually not from Kenya.
No, I'm not from Kenya.
You're from Maxville.
Yes.
Up on the North New South Wales coast.
Yes.
So how on earth does a Aussie woman from Maxville end up over in Kenya working with the Maasai?
Well, I went there in 2011 and I met a Maasai warrior who was a guard at a place I was staying, and I saw the work he was trying to do with the poor in his community, and trying to educate these children who couldn't get an education. And it was something I was looking at doing. I really wanted to help somewhere, and I was looking for some project. And we became very good friends, and so we've joined together and we're working on this project.
So you and a Maasai guy, warrior, okay.
Yes, he's a warrior.
I like the imagery. I'm thinking about it. But I'm trying to figure out, now Kenya is a country that's been independent for maybe like 5 decades.
Yes. Surely
they have universal free education like most countries do around the world.
No, they don't. Children don't have to go to school, and the education is not free. So they have to pay, and if the school fees aren't paid, they're sent home. And because they don't have to go, many of these Maasai children and other children just are not sent, especially girls.
Wow. And now, when I think about the Maasai, I think about the sort of herding cows, drinking cow's blood. I think of it, and the sort of jumping. But that I don't know if that's a modern picture of the Maasai, or is that just something that I remember from National Geographic?
Oh, no, no, very much still their lifestyle.
Really?
Yes, the Maasai culture is very much intact. Yes, I actually went to where the warriors were, and they danced and sang for me, and I got many photos. Yeah, they still very much keep their culture.
Well, let me ask you this, because one of the things that we try to, that we've really become aware of, I suppose, as a global community, is when you go into a traditional society and you mess with some of the building blocks, you can sometimes get really unexpected and very negative outcomes. Do you think that education might actually result in, some problems?
No, I don't, because they are wanting education. They realise they are part of a modern society, they are wanting modern things, and they are wanting education for their children. They desire it, and even though they still stay with their culture, they are living in a modern world, and they are wanting to integrate, and they want better things for their children.
Yeah, no, interesting. Now, I guess one of the things about traditional society, every society has its ups and its downs, right? And there's some wonderful things about the Maasai societies we're talking right before we got on air. But I guess there's also some problems there, particularly for girls.
A lot of problems for girls. They are still undergo FGM, which is female circumcision, and they're married.
Which for our viewers, just in case you're unaware of that, that's where the female clitoris is actually cut out.
Well, actually, it's more than that with the Maasai. They take everything, so it's actually quite, quite terrible what they actually do.
No anesthetic?
No.
And what about cleanliness?
Well, no, sometimes now they are getting, if they can find, because it actually is illegal in Kenya. But they actually do, there is a nurse I've heard that still does it.
Oh, for goodness
sake. So they're
actually,
getting sometimes that, but they still bleed to death.
Of course.
Infections, it's just...
So this is really a really horrendous thing, and it's still going on even today.
Yes, and it's not just the Maasai, it's right through many tribes, but especially with the Maasai. And that's something that the pastors have asked me to work with, and the women have asked me to teach them about.
Because I guess if most of the young women aren't going to school...
That's right.
You get maybe a cycle.
You do, and then they're married at 13, they're having children by 14, they know nothing else, then they can have 6, 8, 10 children, and the cycle is repeated because they know nothing else. They stay very much in their culture and don't realise that that doesn't have to be the way life is lived. I've talked with them about it. I live in their culture. I live with them. So, I've had a lot of insight into actually how they live and their lifestyle.
That's amazing. I guess the Maasai are kind of known for not embracing strangers readily. How have you become trusted in the community?
I think because I actually live with them. I live as they live. and I have been accepted as part of their community. I've been given a Maasai name, and they basically see me there as Maasai.
So what's your Maasai name?
Namanyak. It means lucky one.
Namanyak.
Namanyak.
Namanyak. That's why I should have introduced you. We have Namanyak on the show. There you go. That will play well over there.
Yeah.
So with your education program, what are you hoping to, what's your tangible plans?
Is to have the children who normally would not be educated because of the poverty, to educate them, and those who are able to go to university, but just to give them so they know they have choices as well, especially the girls, but also too in health. Health is a very big issue. HIV is a huge issue.
Sure.
The typhoid, malaria, that's all was around me while I was there in the community I'm living with. They had typhoid, malaria. Because of their traditional ways, health and the way they eat and that hasn't always been the best.
Sure.
So I'm trying to show them a better way.
So do you have a school or a clinic, or
Yes.
what exactly are we
At
talking?
the moment I have a school of the children, but there are actually, I've got 60 children this year I will have in it. And they are meeting though in a very run-down, falling down building on a dirt floor. So that's what I need, is funds to actually build my school. I have all the plans ready. I've been given land on the escarpment overlooking the Masai Mara, and I will build a 4-classroom school, and the children then will also be educated in how to grow food, because Masai traditionally don't grow food. So I'm helping them learn how to grow food, and also I'll be educating the women in business so they can learn how to look after money, because they get money and it's all gone. So they ask me, please would I show them, and
Can
teach
you show
them.
me that too?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to be that good, but it'll be basic.
That's really great. And I guess you feel part of the culture. You're actually going to go live there for quite extended periods of time.
Yes, I am.
Well, that's wonderful, Barbara. I'm sure there's a lot of people watching this who are thinking, amazing opportunity to make a big difference in people's lives. Is there a way people can get in contact with you?
Yes, I have an email address and my phone number will be on the screen.
Okay,
I am setting up a website. That just isn't, that's a big process to set it up. So I'm just actually getting all that set up at the moment.
You're not blowing it all on overheads, are you?
Oh, no. No. Everything that's given goes straight to the school.
Well, thank you so much, Barbara, and we're really inspired by your ministry to go out there and change the world.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you very much.
Stay with us. We'll be right back after this short break.